Solving linear equations. Learning intention. Solve linear equations, including with brackets on both sides, using inverse operations and balance. Success criteria: I can expand brackets and collect like terms. I can keep both sides balanced and isolate x. I can show clear step-by-step working with aligned equal signs. I can check my answer by substituting it back. Example 1, solve the equation 3x minus 5 is equal to 16. Solve means find x, get x on its own. So there's a few different ways that you can solve linear equations. One way is by getting the letters on the left and the numbers on the right. So when I say letters to the left, I mean any term containing a letter. So for example, the 3x is already on the left of the equal sign, so we don't need to move it. And when I say numbers to the right, I mean constants. So 16 is a constant and it's already on the right-hand side, so we don't need to move that. But minus 5 is a constant, so that's a number. So we're going to circle minus 5, making sure that we include the sign, and we're going to carry it over the equal sign, and minus 5 is going to become plus 5. So we bring down the 3x, the equals the 16, and we put a plus 5 after the 16. So the minus 5 was carried over the equal sign, and it became plus 5. So another method for solving linear equations is where we balance the equation. So if we're trying to get rid of minus 5, what we would do is plus 5 to the left-hand side, and what we do to the left, we do to the right. What we do to the right, we do to the left. So I'll show you that method after this. So we have 3x is equal to 16 plus 5. So we're going to simplify the right-hand side. 16 plus 5 is 21. Now we're trying to solve, which means find x, get x on its own. At the moment, the 3 is stuck onto the x. And two things stuck together in maths mean multiply. So 3x really means 3 multiplied by x. So if I want to get the x on its own, I need to divide by 3. And what I do to the left, I do to the right. What I do to the right, I do to the left. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. Dividing by 3 on the left technically gets me 1. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I have 1x, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. So I have 1x is equal to 7, and 1x is the same thing as x. So the question asks us to solve, which means find x, get x on its own. So we solved, and x is equal to 7. So our solution is 7. So we're going to check our answer. This is also called verifying your answer, and sometimes in the exams they can ask you to verify your answer. So we write out the equation again, and then we're going to swap the x for a set of brackets. And we're going to put 7 into the brackets because we got x to be equal to 7. Next, we're going to multiply 3 times 7 is 21, minus 5 is 16. Since we get 16 is equal to 16, the equation is balanced, so we know that we are right. 16 is not the answer. It's important to note 7 is the answer. 7 is the solution. 16 equals 16 just tells us that we're correct. So the other method is that we can balance the equation by adding plus 5 to both sides. So minus 5 plus 5 will cancel, leaving us with 0. So 3x plus 0 will just be 3x. And then 16 plus 5 will give us 21, just like in the previous example. So the minus 5 plus 5 will cancel, and we're left with 3x is equal to 21. So again, we're going to divide both sides by 3. And 3 divided by 3 again is 1. So we have 1x is equal to 7. So again, x is equal to 7. So I'm not going to do the check again because it's the exact same method. Example 2. Solve the equation 3 times 2x minus 6 is equal to 2 times 2x plus 1. So step 1, we're going to multiply out the brackets. So 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times minus 6 is minus 18. We bring down the equals. 2 times 2x is 4x. And 2 times 1 is 2. So now we're going to do letters to the left, numbers to the right. So remember, it's any term containing a letter that gets moved to the left. So 6x contains a letter and it's already on the left, so we leave it at where it is. 4x contains a letter, so we're going to bring it over the equal sign. And it's going to become minus 4x. So remember, the rule is letters to the left, numbers to the right. So numbers being constants. 2 is a constant. It's already on the right, so we leave it where it is. Minus 18 needs to be brought over the equal sign, and the sign will change to plus 18. So minus 18 comes over the equal sign. We bring down the 2, and we have 2 plus 18. So the sign changes. Step 3, simplify both sides. So 6x minus 4x is 2x, and that's going to be equal to 20. So we have 2x is equal to 20. Remember, we are asked to solve, which means find x, get x on its own. So if we divide the left-hand side by 2, we'll get 2 divided by 2, which would be 1, so 1x. But if we divide the left-hand side by 2, we must also divide the right-hand side by 2. So what we do to the left, we do to the right. What we do to the right, we do to the left. So we divide both sides by the number stuck onto the letter, and that number is 2. So it's important here to note you're dividing both sides by 2. You're not dividing both sides by 20. You always divide by the number stuck onto the letter. So dividing by 2, we get 1x is equal to 10, because 20 divided by 2 is 10. And 1x is the same thing as x, so x is equal to 10. So we were asked to solve, which means find x, get x on its own. So x is equal to 10. The solution is 10. So I'm going to verify my answer. So I'm going to check my answer. So I write out the equation. I'm just going to do the left-hand side because this is quite long. I'm going to do the left-hand side of the equals. So I'm going to replace the x with a set of brackets, and I'm going to put 10 into the brackets. And you can just stick it straight into the calculator. You get 42. So LHS, left-hand side. Then I'm going to do the right-hand side. So I'm going to write it out again, replacing the x with a set of brackets, and again putting 10 into the brackets. And into the calculator, we get 42. So since the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side, the equation is balanced, so we know that we are right. So we know that x is indeed the solution. So just like with the previous example, there is another way that you can solve this. So instead of carrying minus 18 over to the right, and instead of carrying 4x over to the left, we can add 18 to both sides, and we can subtract 4x to both sides. So going back to this step again, so the first step is always going to be the same. You're still going to multiply out the brackets. It's at this point now where I'll do something different. So I'm going to start by adding 18 to both sides. So adding 18 to both sides, and then we're going to simplify the left and the right. So the minus 18 plus 18 will cancel on the left-hand side, and we can bring down the 6x on the equals. Then we bring down the 4x, and 2 plus 18 is 20. So then we're going to subtract 4x from both sides so that we can cancel out this 4x here. So we subtract 4x to both sides, and then we simplify both sides. So 6x minus 4x is 2x. And then on the right-hand side, the 4x minus 4x will just cancel, and we bring down the 20. So we have 2x is equal to 20, and then the rest is the exact same. So again, we divide both sides by the number stuck onto the x. So we divide both sides by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we get 1x is equal to 20 divided by 2, which is 10. And 1x equals 10 is the same thing as x is equal to 10. So again, we get the solution, x is equal to 10. So I'm not going to do the verify or the check here because we already did it and we checked that 10 was indeed the solution, and it is. You will notice that there's a lot more work in this method, but it's up to you which method you want to use.